Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast. I'm your host Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're here.
Yes, we are.
Another week in a
2
row
weeks in a row.
The standard.
until the next 2 weeks where we're not here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two weeks on, 2 weeks off. That's a normal schedule,
Unless
right?
it's like a month off.
That only happened once. So far. I haven't looked far enough into my schedule to see if there's any
Yes,
other random fucking
Uh-huh.
times when they dick with it.
Well, I know for this one, the 31st will be right before Gen Con will be the next one. So,
Yeah.
There we go, Gen Con pre-show.
but then the 7th, who knows? Because you don't have your schedule up to that far.
It's true.
This is true, I don't.
Because you need to just quit.
I gotta find a new job, man. I
Yeah.
gotta find a new job.
Yep.
Prospects are bleak out there.
Mm.
I've been looking hard, and it's both nice.
McDonald's I've been seeing now hiring. All right. So you're just lazy.
I've also heard I've heard it's a non-quit environment.
That's-
You can't quit until you talk to your manager.
Sure. Yeah, I saw that picture too.
They should fucking try me.
I will absolutely walk out of here.
I will prove to you that this is not accurate. Yeah, McDonald's probably 2 to 3 times too low. They need to double
when
and or
McDonald's
treble.
starts automating all of their work, you're the guy.
Yeah, you could have been there. Just peek your head out from behind the grill. I can do that.
I found out the existence of a very fun band the other day.
Okay.
Max Sabbath. It's an entire Ronald McDonald character themed Black Sabbath cover band.
Interesting.
Yeah. It seemed pretty great.
Is Ronald
Absolutely.
Ozzy?
Yes,
Okay, good.
absolutely.
Good.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't he be?
The Hamburglar is the drummer. Grimace is there. I don't remember the other members. I was too distracted by Ronald playing the rubber chicken into the mic for the screaming parts. That
Nice.
fit far too well.
I might have to look into this Max Sabbath stuff.
Highly recommend.
But yeah, it's been unusual with this whole job hunt thing. Normally, I'm used to just being fucking ghosted. I'm at least getting rejections.
That's true.
Bummer.
They hurt, but at least I'm not just permanently in limbo wondering if this company will ever get back to me.
That was like with me and Ratio.
Yeah. Yeah, those fucking guys.
Although there's something about like being in the initial pool and then being like, no, that like them telling you, no, not even initial, not even going to talk to you. None of that.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's been almost every single, like I haven't gotten a conversation with a job in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 interviews out of probably 30 jobs applied to, which I don't know. It's probably actually not that bad of odds, I think. I just need to spam harder on jobs I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's hard to find jobs, though, that fit my niche that I've worked my way into. Probably just going to end up working in this company for fucking forever.
Sounds like a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point you just learn to accept the pain. It's personal growth, right?
Yeah.
This is a board gaming podcast. Yeah. Let's talk about board games. Jeff, you said you've played a whole lot of one game in particular.
Yes, I have played I continue to play an extreme amount of Star Realms.
Okay.
On the phone, right?
On the app, yes. My friend found Star Realms, and then we played like 30 plus games of the base game, and I was like, hey, there's 2 other whole decks that we can play with, right? And they were like, oh my God, and purchased both of those. So we have then since played another 60 games between all 3 different colonies and frontiers. And then I was like, hey, there's different starter decks you can buy, the fleet decks. So then we have those now. And so we're at least 12 games into the core game with fleet decks. So, yeah, I've played a lot of Star Realms. I'm really, really good at Star Realms now. So I've gone into the, what was it? Zach, you're gonna have to help me here. Dragon Ball Z, the Time Chamber on Kami's Lookout.
Oh yes, I like my mind is thinking Chamber of Time, but that just seems bad.
Chamber of Time.
Yeah.
The hyperbolic time chamber. That's what I was looking for. I've gone into the hyperbolic time chamber of Star Realms, and I've come out at the at least Super Saiyan level of fucking Star Realms at this point. For the core set, it's a lot of Star Realms. It's a good game. I mean, I keep playing it, and I like to keep playing it. So
I've definitely played Hero Realms recently with CJ at work.
Yeah.
I don't know if we played Star Realms. I feel like we played Star Realms at least once.
I don't have the Hero Realms knowledge. Because, I mean, there's the different classes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the quest decks, and then like the campaigns that they added into there, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. But nothing has felt like, hey, here's a new like deck to play the game with, like Colonies and Frontiers was.
Yeah.
So,
well, because Hero Realms like wasn't until like both of those, right? It was after that?
I think it was after Colonies, but before Frontiers.
Oh, okay.
But there is a new Kickstarter that I just did the pledge manager for that is Dungeons. That is, I think, another more
Gotcha.
like, here's another like set to play with. Because there was a lot more of that, like level up your heroes, do the campaign, and then like get XP to upgrade your decks and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
A little bit like Arkham LCG, I guess, in that way, where you get XP and then can upgrade cards in your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay.
yeah. It could be interesting if I ever actually got into Hero Realms like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Star Realms has been the vast majority of my game playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zach, how about you?
This past week, I finished a campaign game, which is rare these days.
Yeah.
So it was Paul, Wes, Kaiser, and I got a group together for.
Was that my extra
I
copy
feel
that
it
I
like
had
it was.
gotten?
Yeah.
And when I was getting rid of games when I was moving, I was like, people want stuff, and Kaiser's like, I'll take the Armistice edition.
Yeah.
I think I got that on like some mini market like $12 deal, and I was like, $12, someone will want this.
Yeah.
Because I already had a copy, and I was just buying another copy for $12. You're welcome. That's what I'm saying.
But we were playing, and we sort of had a deadline because in like 2 weeks, if not that,
there's due dates.
There's
Babies are coming.
Yeah, babies are coming, and that's sort of can't really be like, hey, we got one more game. Come on, just real quick, be like, peace out, baby.
Just leave the wife and the baby home alone.
Exactly.
What can go wrong?
Yeah. So we'd been pushing to get that finished, and we played the last two chapters of that game on Wednesday.
How many total chapters were there?
9, I think. And when you get to like 3 or 4, they start introducing new things. Like 1 through 3 are like
Was like the rookie or the newbie or something like that?
Recruits.
Recruit.
Yeah, so they added recruits, and then they added more like mission specific things. We had one that was really interesting about having to play cards face down into no man's land, and so that meant like you couldn't do Lucky Charms and some of those stuff because there wasn't anything to hit. And then when someone left or
Withdrew.
Retreated. They withdrew. They would check to see if you failed or not.
Oh, okay.
But, that one, Paul did something stupid that he shouldn't have, and it caused us to.
Weird.
Yeah.
I wish you listened to the podcast still.
Yeah.
I think I would have. Oh man, there was something I was ripping in him about not too long ago.
It's way less fun talking shit about him on the show now.
Yeah. I mean, now we could just do it.
Yeah. No.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pushback.
Yeah.
But it caused us to. It wasn't going to cause us to lose the game, but as much as like it put us in a real shitty position that we were just like, because we did lose a mission, like we did lose a chapter. We did like we were one card away from winning, and then something happened, and then it caused us to do like cascade until we ended up losing. But this one was like we got a really bad fucking draw on what we needed for it, and something that that we forgot about, that we shouldn't have, like, that we should have talked about, that it was just like, you know what, this is our one do-over of just like, we're just going to replay this one. And it went a lot smoother that time because we knew exactly what we needed to do. Really, the problem was that we never got any fucking hard knocks. And so
it was just cards.
Just cards. And we couldn't play more. Like, we had like so many snow cards in our hand, or it was just like, because this game added a new fail condition of if you ever had 13 or more cards in your hands.
Okay.
At any point, you lose.
This is a 4-player game?
Yes. And so if you're dealing everybody 2 cards, then that's 8 cards being added. So if you combined, you have 6 cards or 5 cards in your hand, you lose. And so like, you really have to be able to play some of these cards. And we just had no hard knocks, and we didn't have the ability to play it. And then, like I said, we fucked up early on that one. So then we did a redo of it. And we ended up winning that one. And then we did the final one, and we did. So at the end of a chapter, how well you do is usually based around how many cards you have left in your reserve deck. And if you have like 7 or more, then you get like these 3 cards that are positive points. Like, say, like 3 to 5, you get 2, 1 or 0, 1 to like 3, you get one of the cards, and then if you fail the mission, you don't get any of the cards. And any of the cards you don't get go into negative points. So instead of positive points, are negative.
Yeah, I remember all these things now.
And so because we did the do-over, we just, even though we crushed it, we still were like, okay, we're only going to take 2 cards instead of 3. We're going to like punish ourselves 1 point by being at negative instead of positive.
Okay.
Punish me, Xerxes.
That's a different word they use.
The Ottomans are there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Persians, Ottomans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going off of the South Park bit with
Yes.
Xerxes.
Yes. And you should as well. You
Yeah,
should have.
yeah.
Yes.
You remember it.
He got there.
But at the end of the campaign, however many positive points you got, like, so it just like with Pandemic and stuff, of like, if you got this much, then you had like the best one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and we ended up getting second best.
Okay.
And we had 13 points. So if the negative points had been a positive point, then we would have been at 15 and we would have gotten the full. So that felt right, that because we did the do-over, we didn't get
perfect.
Well, it wasn't going to be perfect,
yeah,
but like the best score. So
Perfect.
but it was still good. I definitely think anyone who likes,
Anyone who loves Grizzled.
I mean, I would say even who likes Grizzled, like, I think it was a good campaign version of it. And I think I would still say that's probably the best one, because you get everything.
Pinnacle versions.
Yeah, because you get everything that was in the expansion. But then you also get a couple things that you want to, if you want to add them in there for single plays of it. And there are 1 or 2 hard knocks that got added to that fucking suck. One of them is called Aggressive, and is when you draw traps, they come from the reserve instead of.
Oh.
Yeah, that is
so you
pretty
can't
brutal.
fucking game it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. That's basically what I've been up to.
Okay. Nice. I only played 1 game since we last recorded. I missed,
But it was a big game.
it was a big game. I missed Wednesday game night. And then there was some talk about trying to do, I think, like Spirit Island on Friday, but I kind of had some plans. And then
Well, everyone has the new spirits, so.
right. Well, almost everyone.
Almost everyone.
God damn it, Paul. Why don't you listen
Yeah,
to the
see,
show?
we're just shitting on him over and over, and he doesn't even know.
But Megan had been talking about wanting to play some Indonesia again soon. And then just kind of randomly, Chris Evans was like, hey, the family's out of town. I have the house to myself. Do you guys want to do heavy game day on Saturday? And I was like, yeah, everybody down for Indonesia. And so we ended up, it was Chris Evans, his brother-in-law, Brant.
I was trying to figure out whose name that was.
Yeah.
So.
Eric, Megan, and I. So 5-player game of Indonesia. We started at like 1 o'clock, 1:30. We got there. He had it all set up. He has the first edition of Indonesia, and then he got like a new like neoprene mat with like the modified file printing.
It looks really good.
I hated it.
You're like the only person I know.
Megan also did not like it.
Okay,
I
you're
married that woman for a reason.
I was gonna say you're the only family I
basically
know.
I'm pretty sure everyone else.
It caused multiple major issues. Because we were trying to use like the little things to indicate like what cities have been shipped to, but because the cities can be on the opposite coast from where their tracker is, it confused people. Like, it's one of those things, like, I can understand how the functionality is supposed to be.
People or confused you?
No, actually, it was neither Megan or I. It was Brant and Eric.
Well, they sound like dumb people.
Yeah, Eric is not good at games. You really shouldn't.
No. Especially like shipping sort of like
logistics games.
No.
Definitely not his wheelhouse.
No, you really want him for just like chance games. That's all he's really
a lot of luck of the dice.
Spatial awareness games. He's really good at those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just shitting all over everybody.
Yeah, all right.
It's one of those days.
It's
yeah.
It's the roast episode.
There was
I had to explain to Paul the other day that I was the one that first called him bullshit Paul.
Were you?
Because it was from Blood Bowl. He thought it was Ant. And I was like, no, it was Blood Bowl. I had to differentiate you on the podcast from the other Paul, the nice Paul. So there was nice Paul and bullshit Paul. I came up with bullshit Paul.
I thought it had to do with he also got a bunch of bullshit rolls or something.
Absolutely. That's why he was fucking bullshit Paul.
Oh, okay. But anyway.
Anyways.
Because he has, and I don't know if this is true, and I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it. He said that in the second edition, the island of Bali is like split off and it lets two of the oceans touch. He said that's a misprint and it's not supposed to be that way. So his like custom map had Bali like attached and you had to go the long way around. So it took like an extra ship to go around that main island. Not sure if that's true or not. It was interesting playing on a different, trust but verify. It was interesting playing with a different, layout.
A correct layout? Some may say.
Some may say. Chris Evans would say.
Yeah.
I trust but verify, and I have not had a chance to verify yet. I tell myself every time I play Indonesia, I don't want to get into shipping. And yet I
have made that critical mistake the last time I played Indonesia. Everyone just bought everything. Well, now I have nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, shipping can be very, very powerful.
Can be.
I won a game where I don't think I owned anything but shipping companies the entire game.
But did everyone buy those out from under you, like turn two?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You got to maintain the funds to defend your shipping companies.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
You just can't let people be nice in that game.
So I still ended up like, I think I was second player out of the, in the random turn order to start, I was last. But then after the first bid for turn order, I was second or third. And then I was second almost the entire rest of the game. Like, everyone else was bidding around me, and I just kept being second. There's one turn where I was first player, and I bid high and gotten first. And then during that next bidding round, I had to bid first, and I bid a not small amount of money, and then ended up getting last. It was like, great, did I just pay however much money to go last? That's awesome.
You should have just not bid anything.
I should have, in retrospect. Yeah. Spent a lot of time in second position. Got a shipping company, pretty much like first turn. And then
So your goal of just like, don't get into shipping this, immediately go into shipping.
And I've immediately.
And then my second company I acquired was a shipping company.
Damn it, Adrian.
And then Chris Evans took merger. 4 people took merger in the first R&D phase. I was the only one who didn't. I took not expansion, whole size, I think, because I'd gotten into shipping. It's like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Now's the time.
Chris Evans merged one of my shipping companies with one of the ones across the board, and I had by far the most money at that point, weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to defend. And so I consolidated.
I believe
the
Mike
other
Jones says
company.
you did the non-shipping strategy incorrectly.
That is right. I did not. I didn't want to do the shipping strategy, and then I did a shipping strategy. Unfortunately,
I've heard that not getting into shipping is like the key part of not doing shipping, and that's what I've heard.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
I lost my other shipping company though, so I ended up I merged my one with somebody else's and got a bigger company, and then my little one I didn't have enough money, and so I lost that when I said goodbye, and it went away. And then I maintained my shipping company pretty much through the end of the game. At one point it got merged one more time, and I bought Eric out for a not small amount of money to get a 3-size shipping company. And I think Chris Evans ended up towards the end of the game with the other shipping company that was also 3-size. There were only 2 shipping companies. And the final 2 rounds of the game, I was winning by so much because so after I'd lost my little company, I had a space, I was able to acquire a new one. I got a rubber company, and then I grew it very quickly to where nobody could merge it away from me, and I was able to ship for free on my massive shipping empire, which that's really the key that I've never done as good on shipping is you need to have
using your own shipping.
You want to have something that you're shipping for free.
Right.
But so I had stupid amounts of money, and so people couldn't merge either of my shipping things away from me. And then the last 2 rounds of the game, because it was so clear that I was definitely the favorite to win. There were a couple dark horse, I could see Brant stealing it, I could see Eric stealing it. Everybody tried to ship on Chris Evans whenever possible and avoid me whenever possible.
Understandable.
In the last 2 rounds of the game, and I still managed to make a pile of money. My line was better developed. Chris Evans was missing Eric really convinced him to go to one of Eric's little oil things. I can only ship on you. And that kept Chris Evans from linking 2 chunks of his that definitely cost him a lot of money.
I bet.
Scores were pretty close. I'd posted them in the Discord. I don't remember exactly what they were. I was mid 1300s, and then somebody else was low 1300, high 1200, and then Eric and Megan were 700s. So there was 3 people who were playing the game, and then there were 2 people who were seeing who could play the game the worst, and it was Eric and Megan, surprisingly enough.
I feel like winning with using shipping is the worst way to play the not shipping.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah. I think you failed. I think you got last.
Yeah, you really got last. It's
I do not accept your premise.
You said I'm not going to win via shipping. I'm not going to do shipping strategy.
So I did not say the first thing. I said I'm going to try to avoid shipping. I failed at avoiding shipping.
I heard you signed a contract saying I forfeit
Also
all money if I go.
Also false.
Yeah, every point I get via shipping is a negative point for me.
Yep.
Also false. In that last merger round where I took Eric's company, there had been a moment where I was debating not it was to me, and I could bid to take it. No one could go over me if I bid one more notch, or I could let Eric have it. And I was really on the fence. And then I finally was yeah, no, I think it's still worth it. There's a lot of money. I think it's still worth it. And Eric, and after I made that decision, Eric was yeah, of course it was still worth it, you idiot. And I was I don't know, and so then in the final 2 rounds, every bit that I earned on ships that were his that got merged into mine, he was keeping track of.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
To be this is how much money you made. It was the right decision, objectively.
Yeah.
You dumb piece of shit.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, capitalism, you idiot.
Yeah.
No, it was a really fun game of Indonesia. It went pretty long. It was 4.5, 5 hours. We were there for a good chunk of the day.
5-player game.
Well, 5-player tend to be quicker.
Yeah,
I thought it was
usually
less.
think
No,
it's
Indonesia,
the one of the few games where more players tends to make it
because it's
faster.
time-based, or not time, but space-based of getting certain things in certain areas. And with more people, you have a better chance of that happening.
Yes. Yeah, so there's a certain number of companies that come out at the start, the second era, the third era, and the eras end when there's only one type of company left available. So once they've all been bought up. So with 5 people, more are getting bought up regularly. So it moves the game along.
That's still the number 1 game that I'm I do like that game, but every time someone has said, "Hey, do you want to play this?" I'm, not today. It's it's the prime game of I'll play it tomorrow, but tomorrow, as you know,
Just
never comes.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those games that I can't play with a bunch of people that have played it dozens of times, because I just do not have a good time.
Yeah.
Because the people that I play with are ruthless. They will not tell you what you're doing wrong, and you have a very bad time and will never play it again.
Oh, see, I try to be good about that. So we did that with Brant. So Chris Evans' brother-in-law, he early on was in the R&D phase, was going to research something. And we were I don't want to tell you what to do, but don't do that.
Yeah.
It was like, you know.
Yeah. Jeff, I also haven't played it dozens of times. So just listen to my advice in the game and then everything will go well for you.
Oh, absolutely. That's
that seems fine.
That's definitely the other thing that was in my brain. I'm like, always listen to Zach.
Yeah.
Right, Boyd?
Yeah, Boyd, it never goes wrong listening to Zach, does
What
it?
could possibly go wrong?
Not for Zach, it doesn't.
Other people listening to Zach has 100% success rate for Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't listen to Zach.
I have got good advice though. That's the problem.
You do have good advice for you.
I didn't say it's good advice, objectively good from a subjective point of view.
Well, they'll learn sooner or later. It's been years.
Amazing. I think I've learned. Maybe. No.
You want to play Munchkin?
No. I mean, I did learn
It's
that
been
lesson.
multiple games of Twilight Imperium where people have listened to Zach and fucked me in particular.
Like,
it was
honestly,
the online game where I made it. It's like, you know what, Zach?
Yeah,
you're not going to play this game anymore.
It's because I can't bend anyone's ears if it's on if I have typing it. It's not the same.
Well, no, we were on Discord.
I know.
And
I know, but I can't just be like, hey boy, like into the mic.
Yeah. It was like, hey, everyone, vote for me. I'll make sure we get fleet tokens. Nope, never mind. Everyone's losing fleet tokens. Destroy all your ships. Nah, Jeff looks powerful. Vote him to lose all of his shit. Yeah, let's all do that. I was like, what the fuck is everyone doing right now?
Look, it made sense to me because I was the one getting leadership, so I was going to immediately get all the tokens back.
I was like, why are you voting for Zach? Just fucked all of us.
Because everybody knew that they could have changed it if they wanted to, but they didn't really. So they left it up to me. So they were all fine with it.
And then I made sure Zach didn't play any more of the game.
That was a different game.
That was the next game.
That was the next game.
Yes.
Luckily on my computer. So
it was a computer version, so I am significantly more ruthless to where I don't care if they don't have anything they can do for the rest of the game. Because you know what? They got a second monitor.
Exactly.
They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Something else on my other screen. Yeah.
But yeah, so I won Indonesia is long story short of all of that.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. You finally won a game.
So I got in the car. So we were kind of talking about it and it didn't really there wasn't a good point to bring it up, but I got in the car with Megan leaving and I was like, I needed that so badly. Felt good to get a solid win in a good game against quality opponents too. Like I didn't go introduce it to a bunch of my coworkers who've never played a board game and then been like, haha, fuck you guys. You've never played Catan and I just fucking housed you in Indonesia.
Just go next to the 2 and the 12. You'll do great.
Yeah.
So that was the other. So I did play one more board game. I think this was technically before last week's recording, but I'd forgotten to talk about it. I talked about the bomb game. Keep talking,
yes,
nobody explodes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Got a bunch of printouts of it still.
Yeah.
Want to play it more.
I threw
like
them
it
away weeks before the Cabin Con last time because I was cleaning out my car to fit all the cases of beer and I threw them all away and I was like, I'll reprint them.
I want to get them
you never did.
laminated and put them in little folders.
Or put them in those little 3-punch insert page
that's
type
actually probably
things.
the way easier way to go about that.
Should put them in classified folders that are a real pain in the ass to open.
Yeah, could be. Or just publish the PDF on Discord. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong?
Quick, flip through the pages. Oh, fucking God damn it. Where? Oh, I went too far.
Yep.
It's not loading. Why is it not loading?
I mean, that game is very easy to play over Discord and stuff like that.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
The keyboard is very loud.
It is a mechanical
Clickety
keyboard.
clackety clack clacks.
I got a silent mechanical keyboard for that very reason.
I have one now, too. But it's also because I kept having to switch because I use the same area for work when I'm at home.
And so when you're having to type on calls or something.
Well, no, that I never cared about.
doing work while we're having
I
a
definitely
call.
annoyed some people. No, but it was that because it was wired, I had to switch from my computer to my laptop docking station every time I wanted to do it. And so I was just like, this is annoying. So I got wireless mouse and wireless keyboard that both have 2.4, the dongle as well as Bluetooth.
Okay.
And then I just switched to Bluetooth when I go on my work computer. So
yeah, that is convenient.
yeah. And then I just have a just a little battery bank thing that every so often when I need to charge those things, I'll just hook it up to that. So
Neat.
Yeah.
Mine are just wired. I don't work from home.
I wish I worked from home.
Beer doesn't get worked from home.
No.
Unless you're like the brewers or something, and it's like, why are you brewing from home today?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Cool. Coming up with all those
4th edition, Adrian, come on.
recipes.
I've only played 4th edition once. And I feel like 3rd edition is a better example of a game to, like, for introducing someone who's not played a game and it being daunting. Like, they did a good job streamlining
Fourth is way- yeah,
fourth
a
is-
lot of 4th.
yeah.
I would feel way more comfortable teaching 4th to a new person than 3rd.
Especially with the
3rd was-
expansions.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. These are distant sons.
Yep.
Hope you know what they are, because they will fuck you. And
Oh, goddamn.
you just have to
Distant
pretend you
Sons.
think that's going to be the radiation every time.
Yep.
Oh.
Destroy all your ground forces.
And there are things we never play with mines or
the statistical, like the amount of times I got fucking nuked by radiation in
Yeah.
Twilight 3rd is a statistical anomaly.
I'm going to land with 3 on this planet. Man, they're all dead.
I remember one person got hit by that and then literally called their parents to drive them home.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one fucking guy.
Yep.
One fucking guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had somebody who was like, I don't know, who was it? It was somebody who used to come around fairly regularly.
Yeah.
Was it Kyle?
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't going to say anything, but yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't exist anymore.
I don't even think I know who this person
No,
is.
you don't.
Yeah.
He went somewhere else. So
He went somewhere else.
He went deep into religion.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, no, definitely don't know.
Like,
this
the not good kind of deep
No.
into
No.
religion.
This is also when Tyler was there too. So because it was in his house that he kicked Bob out of, and Bob.
Was that the same time?
Yeah, it was the same exact time. Yeah,
That sounds
I
like a
don't
bad
remember.
game.
It was.
it was.
Yeah.
I'm shocked any of us ever played that game ever again.
Well, almost all
Well,
the
we
time.
stopped playing with him, so that was the last time we interacted with him until the
Until the punching.
I would
yeah.
play way more Tabletop Simulator Twilight Imperium 4th edition. It's a very good version.
It is a very good version.
I would consider that.
Yeah. I would play it with less than 8 players at any time.
3 players?
For sure.
Does any
Twilight Imperium is 3 to 8 players. sir.
Yeah,
Have you ever played with only 3?
I've played
Yes,
with
I
4.
played 3rd edition with 3 players.
I've only played 4. We played 4 once.
Yeah.
at your old place. There you go. Thursby's in.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yes.
it plays super fast as long as Boyd's not in the game.
And then you immediately knock someone else out of the game.
Should have knocked him out.
This
He always
is
sits next to me. I don't know what to tell you.
this is the like shit talk episode.
Yeah. On today's very special shit talking episode.
Yeah, Jeff. What really needs to happen is
Spicy.
you need to make sure that there's no one that's in, but like I'm not sitting 2 spaces away from you, because then there's someone in between me and
Oh,
you.
yeah. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And
Not allowed.
Or
Also,
if you do, you just have to engage them the entire time so they don't talk to me at all.
yeah, I feel like
Don't even learn his name.
somebody sitting between Zach and Jeff is just a weapon for Zach to use.
Ooh, we should have V. play.
Yeah, V has been between us on occasion, which did not go great.
Between 2 castles.
Yes, Boyd, you missed shots fired. Don't worry about it. They were at you.
Yeah.
I'd say you were catching strays, but they were aimed.
Yeah.
It was not a ricochet. Well, that's all the board games
That's
you
all the
played.
board
yeah,
games.
yeah. Hey, you stretched 20 minutes on
Exactly. That's what we were
Indonesia.
talking about, Boyd.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
It's amazing.
The next game, Jeff should make sure that there isn't one person between me and him. Unless it's Paul, in which case we would both then just be like, all right, fuck you,
I mean,
Paul.
Paul was on the other side of the map, and I almost gave him the fucking win.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go hang myself in the basement. Because he definitely had a secret that was something I didn't know, that was like like a secret objective that was like flagship in like someone else's home system, and it was something about it wasn't Ryan, it was it Wes?
Yeah, Wes. No, is it the one about killing that was Pat that like went over there and he tried to kill Pat's flagship, but he just couldn't.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't his flagship, it was the anti-fighter
I think it was
barrage.
Wes because he was the
Oh,
nerds.
yeah.
And I gave him the like match anyone else's speed on the board, so he could get his flagship into Wes's home system. I was like, oh fuck. If he scores all that shit, he's gonna win. Ah, fuck. But we had to stop Wes or Wes was gonna win. And I was like, but then I could have just handed Paul the fucking game.
Yeah.
Tough decisions.
Yeah.
Let Wes win, or maybe let Paul win.
See, that's the nice thing. You just sick someone after Jeff, no matter what, it's still a win. Look, if I can convince somebody else to attack Jeff and then have Jeff get mad at them, that's
Well, I'm mad at you.
Well,
I can't get to you.
I know. No, I know you'll be mad at me, but you're just gonna be mad at them for listening to me too. That's the thing where it's just like it's fine.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right. Banter?
We've been on Banter.
I know.
Yeah. At least it was board game related.
Yeah, it was board game related banter.
I'm up to Mission Impossible 5 now on my rewatch.
I need to start rewatching them.
Well, 7 comes
late.
out in technically tomorrow, but I'm not seeing it till Thursday. So
Wait, it comes out tomorrow?
I believe so, yeah. Because he's trying to get as much time before Barbieheimer. So
That's fair.
It is out at 3:15 p.m. tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep. I will say every time I've rewatched the series, I think I did it for at least 6. I have grown in appreciation of the first movie.
Sure.
There is technically a 2:30 p.m. big show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I might need to leave work early.
Yeah.
Wow, like 5 hours early.
I'll go back after the movie.
How long is that movie?
It's like almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
So.
I'll not go back after that movie. Team building at Alamo Draft House. The robots, they basically run themselves.
They do. How else are they going to run themselves if you aren't there to run them?
Yeah.
It's just you're trusting them. It's like the first time you let the kids, stay out at night.
Yeah. It's the first time you let the kids stay home by themselves
Yes.
without a babysitter.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
That's the better one. Yeah.
Only a 20% chance the house ends in flames. So
That's a win for me.
exactly. That's 80% chance of it not happening.
It's not the first time an Okada warehouse has ended up burned down in flames because of the robots caught on fire. Wouldn't even be the second time.
And it wouldn't be the last.
Not if I have anything to say about it. I'm job searching because my job is bullshit, Boyd. Well, mostly the schedule.
The schedule is bullshit.
The job itself really isn't that bad. Pay is good. It's easy. But the schedule.
There's always going to be something that sucks
the
about
fucking
it.
schedule.
And the commute.
Yeah, the commute's not great either.
We got a gas chromatograph at work today.
I do not know what that is.
It is a very, very expensive, fancy piece of lab equipment.
Okay.
And it had to go upstairs, which involved lifting it high into the air.
Is it also heavy?
It was not heavy,
Okay.
but it was
Sensitive, I'm sure.
sensitive.
So it's just like one person just like,
It was a forklift lifting
yeah.
a very expensive piece of equipment many feet into the air to the second floor where someone
Okay.
could move it
Into a lab area.
into a
So what does it do?
laboratory. Fuck if I know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Great. What was it called again?
The gas chromatograph. I guess it's supposed to see certain stuff in the beer.
It'll graph the color of gas.
I mean, I'm almost certain that's technically what it does.
Yeah, but it can tell what's in the beer based on that gas. And before
But it does it by color.
And before they had to use a lot of very volatile chemicals to kind of do the same thing. So it's a significantly safer process now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And much easier.
Look at Avery investing in safety.
Yeah, like an entire year's plus salary of a piece of equipment. Like $56K.
A modem?
No, 56,000 United States dollars.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
It's a Bernie looky.
Yes, it burns things and it looks at things.
I have been still greatly enjoying both BattleBit Remastered and Cyberpunk 2077.
Still need to play that. Did you start the DLC yet?
The DLC doesn't come out till September,
Okay.
so I have not.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to complete the game 100% before the DLC.
Gotcha.
And then I might, I would like to complete it 100%, and then I'd like to start a new game for the DLC and do So I'm playing male V. I think I will try female V. And I will do one of the other two backgrounds. So I did a Corpo male. I think I'll either do an Outlander or Nomad or like corporate guy. Like I was like a big fancy corporate guy. They call them Corpos.
Sounds right.
So I'll do either a Nomad
Company shill
or Street Rat.
Street Rat, nice.
Yeah. Company shill 100%. And I played him that way for a while, and then I've slowly moved away from that.
Gotcha.
The corporations in that game are just so fucking cartoonishly evil that I don't understand how anybody does anything for them.
Just look at any of the corporations here.
They make today's corporations look all kinds of friendly.
I haven't played the game, so I can't comment.
It's a great game, though. I've really been enjoying it.
I've heard that it's improved dramatically since its release.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy who played it basically since release, and he said even a lot of the issues at release were a little overblown. It was like there were definitely performance issues if you were playing it on the old consoles. Like it probably should have never been released for them. Yeah. That was a mistake. And then even if you had even a moderately modern PC, though, he said there weren't that many issues.
Gotcha.
At least that he experienced. It's just one of those things with the internet. Sometimes things get amplified beyond.
Never.
Yeah, everyone's always fair and balanced on the internet. I think that's even a news organization's totally authentic and meaningful catchphrase.
Yep. I wonder if I'll give it a shot. I don't know.
I will at some point, but
I also got I just bought today a game. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. God damn it.
Dave the Diver.
No, I was looking at that real hard, but
it's fun.
Final Fantasy 16.
Also no.
I've been playing that.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I think it's Forever Skies.
I don't know what that is.
So it's in early access, and it was pitched to me as a combination of Subnautica, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I think somebody said Forbidden Sky, or not Forbidden Sky, because that's a board game.
Yeah.
That's different. No Man's Sky.
Okay.
There is no element of No Man's Sky in this game that I have found so far. So that is bullshit. It is really more like Subnautica combined with Raft, but it's more
survival game.
It's more Raft than Subnautica.
Gotcha.
Which I liked Raft, and I'm enjoying this game so far, but I fucking loved Subnautica, and it is not quite Subnautica.
Yeah. Single player, or can you do co-op?
I don't know if you can do co-op.
Because then I can in Raft, but you can't in Subnautica. So.
Yeah, it would, given how much it plays like Raft, it would be great to have multiplayer. It'd be real nice, actually. But I just got it today. I've been playing a little bit.
Gotcha.
It's been nice. And then I got the fishing Eldritch Monster game for my Steam Deck. Dredge.
Dredge is very good.
It's supposed to be real good on the Steam Deck.
I can see that.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Nice.
Came out with a little update recently.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16. They have a demo out that's the first couple hours of it, and so I played that, and then it ended in a cliffhanger that I was like, all right, you stupid fucking game. If you want me to just you're gonna end like that, then I guess I'll play your stupid. I'll pay full price for this dumb game to find out what's going on next.
To play another 55 hours.
Yeah, it's a very good action game, action RPG. I don't know if I would say it's a good Final Fantasy, because it's has a lot different in it than a normal Final Fantasy. So
okay,
it's all real time. You don't switch to other party members or anything like that. You just control yourself, and that's it.
It's more of like a Devil May Cry.
So the other party members control themselves?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I was very happy to see.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a pet that you can get that you can control, but there's also a talisman or an accessory that's hey, if you wear this, that we'll let the pet control itself. And I was sold. So I didn't have to deal with other people.
It's more of one of those I don't know, what do they call Devil May Cry genres?
That or Bayonetta or Nier Automata.
Yes, like a action game. Character action game.
Third person.
Yeah, it's usually
character action RPG. So
yes, like a Bayonetta or a Devil May Cry.
I'm aware of all of those games. I have
Ninja Gaiden.
Continue to know all of the games you're saying, but I have not played any of them. It is a genre I have apparently avoided entirely.
Yeah. I don't even know the last one I played.
Nier Automata was mine.
That one sounds familiar enough. I might have that in my Steam library and have never played it.
Does the name 2B mean anything to you?
You
No.
probably don't own this game.
No, it's a very Japanese game.
It is. And you have to beat it like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I beat the game. That was weird. You didn't.
No.
You didn't beat the game. You gotta play the game over and over and over and over.
I didn't
again.
realize that when I first got that game, so I beat it and I was like, well, that ending was sort of unsatisfying. Delete. Found out later and I was like, because it was on my PS4 or something, and then I was like, I didn't have it anymore, and I was like, well, I don't want to have to play it again. So
Yes.
So the game ends, you have to go like menu, new game, plus.
So the game is actually supposed to be replayed like multiple times because it changes.
yeah, because it has like different characters and stuff
Yeah.
that show up.
Yeah.
So the
It's supposed to be it's not like a time loop, but it's like something is changing every time you play.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and they're different. Yeah. So
Spoilers. Speaking of computers and building them, I added a bunch of new fucking fans to my fancy.
There's a lot of shit now.
No, I bought so I wanted to buy new fans, but I have a bunch of I have a Corsair case. So I was waiting. I was like, oh, I can buy all this Corsair stuff. And then they had a new highfalutin new fan system coming out that finally released, where instead of having to have 2 plugs per fan, one for like data, one for like color, it was just one plug, and they're all magnetic. So they link together. So you just need one plug at the bottom of the fan system, and it all links back up into this like hub system.
nice.
So you don't need. So I had 3 fans. You'd have 6 cables going back to a hub. Now it's literally just one cable that's vaguely HDMI like.
Okay.
And it just auto detects everything, installs everything. I can just control all of it. Downside is I bought the starter set and 2 expansion fans because they wouldn't let me buy more. But they did not say that it didn't come with the fucking fancy cable you needed to connect them. So I only had
Great.
the one cable. So I have 2 fans that aren't even like fucking hooked up because I don't have the cable, and they're sold out of the fucking cable.
Aww.
Yeah. So I have like a notify me on resupply for your fucking $20 cable that I need to hook into these.
There's no like third party version of it.
It's like something brand new
Ah.
and proprietary. Like, who's gonna have this other weird cable that no one else has? But it's a way to do like RGB in your system with like a cable instead of like 12 cables. It's super nice.
Yeah, it sounds super nice.
And they're all magnetic. They hook up real nice.
Well, that's good.
God damn it.
Yeah. Highly recommend. But I was having freezing issues on my system when I'd be playing a game where it wasn't like freezing, but it would like drop all video. I would still hear sound, but I couldn't see anything, so I couldn't see what the fucking error was.
Oh, yeah, it's annoying.
But my video card was never getting hot. My processor was never getting hot. So I was thinking it was like a hot spot somewhere in my motherboard that wasn't getting enough airflow. So I bought a bunch of new fans for my system, and fingers crossed, I won't have any more issues. I've not been able to test it out too much, though I did test out this game called The Hunt Showdown on the personal computing system.
I haven't heard good things
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
so-
Are we gonna talk about how you got?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk
okay.
about it. So I got the rarest achievement I have ever had on the Steam. It's like throw or run, and you have a sledgehammer, and you have to have a special perk that lets you throw the sledgehammer. And Thursby's in the chat. He's pretty hyped. So you have to throw the sledgehammer. But it's like axe throwing. So if you throw the sledgehammer and it's too close or it's too far, it spins in air and it can hit him with the handle. Not going to kill him. So it's got to hit him in the head with the head of the fucking sledgehammer to kill him. That's the only way you can get the achievement. And I did it. I was just fucking around, and I was like, you know what? It's one of the like 3 achievements I don't have. I'm just going to go in and do it. fucking one shot. First time, went into a fucking compound, saw the dude, fucking threw the sledgehammer, killed him. He also killed me.
He killed you before you killed him, technically.
No, because if he killed me before I killed him, I would have not gotten credit for the kill.
Oh, really?
So we were both mid-air bullets.
Oh, okay.
One with a sledgehammer. But yeah, and then Thursby came in, got the res off on me just as he died. I was able to kill the other person. And that game turned into a fucking legendary where it was, we killed we got the boss, got the bounties. The other team that killed the other bounty in the game came to us. We fucking wiped them out, took their bounties, and got the fuck out of there. We got a clean sweep on the whole fucking server.
So it sounds like you don't need to play anymore.
Oh,
like, that was
just another all the time. Yeah. So
is this a game? So there's the bad guy that you're hunting.
It's like demon-y, sort of like there's the butcher, the assassin, scrapbeak, spider.
There's multiple teams hunting the same people.
There's only ever 12 people on any map at one time. Okay. So it's kind of like a battle royale. And depending, you could be solo, 2-player, or 3-player. But then you can choose to have 1 or 2 or 1, 2, or 3. So it depends on like what map you want to play. And then there's, So there could be teams of 2, teams of 3, teams of 1. But if you don't choose teams of 3, it can only be 2s or 1s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in a 12-player game, there'd be like 2 enemies and potentially 5 teams of 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And is it semi-co-op from the other teams because they're mainly trying to get the bad guy, or?
We had an amazing game once where, like, there was a team in the compound, there was a team outside, and then there was us, and we were fighting this other team. And then Thursby got on the fucking chat, like the proximity chat, and was just talking to the group inside. He was like, "Hey, dude, like, you want to just share the bounty? We can just fucking team up on this other like team that's fucking with us and just get out of here." And they're like, "Yeah, let's do that." And so they were like, "Okay, I look like this. You look like," because you don't. There's no nameplates or anything. It's just you have a outfit, and it's like, "Yeah, I'm a white dude. I've got a red shirt on, black pants." And so what we did is we ended up fucking up that other team because they were camping one of their guys' bodies or something, and then one of ours. We fucked them up, killed all of them. They had both bounties. And he was like, "Okay, kill me." We shot him in the head, took his bounty. His team came out, rezzed him, so they got 1 bounty and we got 1 because there's 2 that drops from every boss. And then we just got the fuck out of there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, "Yeah, let's just share the bounty and have a good time."
What?
Nothing.
Don't pay attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah. So a lot of hunt, a lot of all the time.
Nice.
It's kind of
I was
like,
just noticing all 3 of these are different, like holding the cameras.
they're not the same.
They're not the same. No.
This
Yeah. This is what you do when you're just not paying attention.
All 4 of them are different.
Oh yeah, that one's
Hunt Showdown has gotten a lot of game time.
Nice.
New patch came out, or a new event, so there's like challenges and like stuff to unlock. It's like sea themed, and keep in mind this is all like late 1800s weaponry, so it's a lot of lever action, 22 caliber.
I believe rootin' tootin' Wild West shooting.
Absolutely, yes, but with a little. It's not steampunk, but there's kind of a little hint of that kind of stuff where it's like there's like a Mosin Nagant rifle with an auto load automatic bolt. So it holds like 21 rounds and it shoots 3-round bursts, but it's like a Mosin Nagant.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Avtomat.
Okay.
And you can't control it because it shoots like giant bullets.
Definitely Mike. Play Mike.
Mike Morale.
Mike Morales. Yeah. So yeah, I hit a dude in the head with a sledgehammer from a distance that I threw, and it was extremely impressive.
I was glad Thursby explained that clip because he posted it, and then I watched it, and I was like, "What happened?" Jeff ran in, threw a hammer, and died. Like,
I ran in, threw a hammer, killed someone with it, and then died.
Yeah, I saw that there was a little notification that popped up, but I was like, I can't read what this says at all. So it's like, Jeff, what
The little achievement popped up.
I missed the achievement notification when I watched it.
So the nice thing about the NVIDIA thing with my fancy video card is it will auto record like moments that it knows things are happening. And yeah, then I can just post those weird
Probably
things.
has like a running like amount of time, which is always recording.
And it knows when I'm killing.
And then when it catches a achievement, maybe it
It definitely catches kills or deaths.
Okay.
Because I'll see those. But yeah, that was a good time. I've just been constantly impressing Thursby with my hunt showdown skills. Usually by throwing things and killing people. The first time was definitely in the middle of a wheat field, just throwing axes that are different from the sledgehammer thing, and just fucking killing people at 12 meters with a fucking throwing axe. And that was a good time.
I was playing BattleBit the other day and was getting like destroyed and was about to die. Chucked a grenade like through a tiny little window over into the next room where I knew there were a bunch of guys and got like a triple kill. And that was pretty great.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, no, I think that's the correct description of the game.
There you go.
Rootin', tootin', friend recruitin', highfalutin', Wild West shootin'. There it is. Finished.
Thank you for your service, Mike Jones.
Our hop water at work, someone a new person has been doing all of our new boards and stuff for like the tap board, and it's been our hop water, which is like our 0% thing. It just says, "Pour 'em up, partner. Yee," and I can't stress this enough. Haw.
All right. Okay.
That's just our Amarillo hop water.
Gross.
I haven't had Avery's hop water. I like the actual hop water that's like Sierra Nevada's branded material.
I don't know. I don't think I've had that, but
Lagunitas Hoppy Refresher is probably my favorite.
they keep
of the
wanting to
hoppy
turn it
seltzers.
into like a brand with like cans, and it's like this fad's going to be gone before any of this arrives. So we should probably not do this.
Man, I don't know. This of all the fads that have rolled through brewing, this is one of the few that I'm like actually 100% here for.
Well, because you've said multiple times, you're like, you wish you could have IPA but without the beer, but it not taste bad.
Yeah, like Lagunitas also makes one of the best non-alcoholic IPAs. Like IPNA is, as Megan calls it, IPNA. IPNA. It's good.
Could be.
Lagunitas makes some good stuff.
I got all the Warhammer 10th edition stuff I ordered.
Nice.
Now I can play the game if I so chose to actually.
Do you have plans to?
No.
Yeah, you can play it once before 11th comes out. That's your standard so far?
Yeah, it's about one an edition.
Yep.
It's probably 0.1 between like 4th and 9th. So didn't play any between those. Yeah. But I own the things. I could.
He showed me a bunch of index cards.
Oh
That's
boy,
just-
do I have a lot of index cards.
Yeah.
Physical versions of all of the stats.
God damn.
They have already rebalanced them once, but it's mostly been points stuff, not text stuff that is on those index cards. So far, so good. I guarantee it's going to be nightmare before any of those actual codices come out. But all the rules are free online. Whatever the changes are, you can just print them off.
That's nice, at least.
Yeah.
But I bought the official printed versions that I will probably not be able to repurchase.
Yep.
Blood Bowl? No one plays Blood Bowl anymore.
No.
They just came out with a new Blood Bowl. It's like Alley Bowl or something. It's like all the teams are getting out from the bars after the games and play Blood Bowl in like a dark alley behind the bar.
Yeah.
And like you can like deflect the ball off walls and stuff.
Okay.
And then there's rules for like the cops coming and trying to break up the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up Banter.
Yep.
I think so. We do have news and Kickstarter.
We do have news and Kickstarter. We've also been recording for an hour already.
This'll be fast.
Okay.
First up in news, they call it Everdeal Farshore, but I'm going to call it Everdeal 2. Yeah, it's a new standalone Everdeal. It's coming out. It's sea themed, island themed.
Yeah. Well, and it's got another very tall cardboard thing.
It's got a lighthouse that you put a deck next to, but you don't put it in it. So
Yeah, it's
or
not
on top of
It's not
yeah.
quite as ridiculous as the
Yeah.
tree, but
you definitely put meeples on the lighthouse, though. So
And you can pay extra if you want a wooden lighthouse. So
yeah, there's a pre-order for a wooden one down here.
Neat.
It's painted.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they've got some new factions: crabs, beavers, puffins, and ducks. They've got these little ships with punchboard sails that you put your little meeple in that sails you around. Deck cards, map tiles, island tiles. Resources are driftwood, seaweed, sea stones, and mushrooms in this one.
Now, is there anything that's just going to roll around haphazardly?
Those mushrooms look like they will roll around haphazardly, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, not like the round wood.
Not as
The
bad as the
wood.
round wood, and maybe not as bad as the berries, but they're still going to roll around.
The wood was definitely a mistake.
They've got 12 metal anchor tokens.
Yes.
12 metal anchor tokens is what I said before I started to yawn into the microphone. Sorry about that. And it's available for pre-order for $75, expected to ship by August 31st.
MSRP $100.
So you're saving 25% by pre-ordering. That's not bad.
You know, I'm sure you could save like 80% if you wait for all of the expansions and then everything to come out, and then a year after that they do a complete collection for 20% the price of all of that stuff standalone.
Yeah, but then
Or
you're
you
not
just-
playing it for all those years. There's
Did you-
opportunity.
you
Why
know,
don't you
I
just wait 4 months for a bunch of people to play it and be like, oh, it's not Everdell, I'm going to sell my copy.
Do you remember all the hullabaloo around the Everdeal Complete collection that you
Yes.
could get for $200? And everyone's
Yes.
like, I spent $600 on all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, suckers.
We can cancel Cyclades, FYI.
Okay.
I just got a notification on my phone that was like, hey, day 2's happening. So
Oh, for Sumo.
Sumo starting.
Sumo. All right. That's
it for
That's
news.
actually it for news.
Yes, that is it for news. First up in Kickstarter, something that we didn't talk about. Have you heard about this Gloomhaven thing?
this grand festival.
Yeah, so we've talked about some of this. These things were coming. We've known they were in progress, and then they are here now. All of them in one giant thing at the Gloomhaven Grand Festival.
So this is very well funded at $3.3 million of its $2 million goal. I do have to give them props for having an actual goal for this nightmare of $2 million.
Yeah.
Over 20,000 backers, about a week left to go on this one.
And it says a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different things.
So it's the Gloomhaven RPG, which is actually the most funded thing on this Kickstarter. The miniatures of Gloomhaven, which turns all the standees into minis. A Frosthaven reprint. I would say the biggest thing is a Gloomhaven 2nd edition. So it is a almost total revamp of Gloomhaven. With new
it's got some balance.
classes.
So I think it's the same classes, but they're rebalanced.
Well, yes,
and
but
there's some new missions.
There are new missions, new enemies, new balance for the existing enemies,
new scenarios. 20 new scenarios.
Yeah,
Like that?
a new faction alignment reputation system, bunch of new art.
Yep. New minis for the original
Yep.
characters. There might be new minis for the other characters, but I doubt they want to actually spoil all of those.
Exactly.
Yeah. The ability cards seem heavily changed.
Updated design and layout for the ability cards.
Yep. Your health and experience trackers are significantly better than the nightmare that was those original ones.
Yeah. New and rebalanced items, new scenario book and section book. Just a lot of stuff, really.
It just seems like a significantly improved game. And then on top of all of that, towards the end of the campaign, they've announced Gloomhaven buttons and bugs, which is a card game version of Gloomhaven, partnered with and based off the Gloomholden print and play card game that someone made.
Okay.
He partnered with that designer of Gloomholden to make this mini Gloomhaven game that is only $15, which is insane, and is actually the most backed thing on this whole thing.
And it's solo, right?
It is solo only, roughly 20 minutes a scenario. And yeah, you supposedly they say you can play it on a airplane tray. Like that was one of the design constraints they tried to go with. So like the cards, there's a card that has like the little map with showing like where enemies and stuff are.
Do I see them say that those are 6-character miniatures?
Mini miniatures.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because the minis have to be on a
Tiny little card.
playing card that is the map with the hexes on it.
Yeah.
With cubes that like represent monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah. It sounds like they changed the card play a little bit. Like you play a card on its A side and it goes into your discard, and then all of your A's flip to B's when they come back in your hand, and any B's go away when you discard them.
Gotcha.
So there's dual-sided monster cards. So you have like 20 different monsters you can fight, different conditions, some little like dual-layered tray like modifier boards that track like what your current modifiers and stuff
it
are.
looks like fight and modifier. It's like a modifier card.
Yeah. And then the modifier die, plastic tracking cubes that you use to track. Yeah.
Cool.
It seems neat.
Designed
for $15.
Joe Clipful and Nikki Valens. They went through and did the
Gloomhaven upgrade, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of second editions around here.
Yeah, so Joe's the original designer of the Gloomhaven, and then Nikki Valens is obviously Nikki Valens.
Yes. Yeah. And then if you want Frosthaven, it's another way to purchase that.
Yep, Frosthaven's in here.
Frosthaven, I'm sure, will come with a bunch of print corrections in the second edition. There is the whole Gloomhaven RPG experience. There's a bunch of details on that, but who cares about RPG systems? It's Roll20.
Yeah.
And then there's like a whole absurd, like, get everything for $550.
But that's not like everything.
That's like...
It's most things, right?
It's called The Big One. So it's the second edition, the RPG, the minis across the board, and the narration for second edition.
So no Frosthaven.
No Frosthaven.
Oh, it's the big one.
But it does have all the Frosthaven minis.
It does. Oh, sorry. Ultimate. Oh, there's an Ultimate Gloomhaven set that's only $350. But yes.
That still does not have Frosthaven.
So I think the big one is everything that's new.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yes. Yeah, so you're still in for a lot if you're trying to get both Gloomhaven and Frosthaven from this.
Nope.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, because Frosthaven, with all of its bullshit, it's $180 for the base game. There's the solo scenarios, the Play Surface book set, the stickers, the narration, the organizer.
Yep.
Jesus, 600 minis for only $300?
Oh. Do you have your last Reaper one?
No, that doesn't ship till April.
Okay, cool.
Of 24.
Good to know.
Yeah.
If you want Gloomhaven, you can get all of it.
A lot of Gloomhaven stuff. Just so much Gloomhaven stuff.
Last up on GameFound. There it is. Planet Unknown Supermoon. So this is a reprint. Very well funded. $440,000 of its $35,000 goal. About 5,000 backers. About 2 weeks left to go. Its pledge level is about $30 for the expansion.
There you
go. So Planet Unknown is that Lazy Susan sort of polyomino drafting colonization game. Everyone has a planet, and they pick a piece, put it on their planet, go up on various tech tracks. So the Supermoon expansion is going to add a lid to the Lazy Susan, which I always thought was like, what the fuck? It's like, you must keep this flat at all times or you are fucked. So the lid, number one, best thing about this expansion. But then there is the Supermoon stuff. As soon as I find
It's way down.
way down. Of course, it's down. So now you will have satellites where those can kind of like touch like corners of your planets. There's like specific spaces for them. And then they will come with like salvage tiles, which are like little 2x1s that always come with meteors. You will now have your super moons, which there are 6 of that are symmetric or unique, that will make the map 4 times larger, hence being a super moon, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Keep going down, and then you're there. There you go.
To Adrian.
I thought these were the supermoons.
No,
This is the supermoon?
correct,
That seems.
because it's big.
Oh, that's 4 planet quadrants.
Yeah.
Sure. With those come triple layer corporate board halves.
This is definitely the moons.
That's fine.
So more player boards. Looks
More
like.
player boards, which is really what you want with this game. With giant fucking planets. If you want to play huge, giant, long games, like double-sized Civ boards that have like different bottom and top halves, so you can kind of mix and match a little bit more. More Civ milestone cards, more event cards, terrain patches, so you can kind of, adjust terrain in a 1x1 if you so need to, because the only terrain patch that comes with the base game is just the little grass.
Yep.
This will also give access to all of the original Kickstarter exclusive planets, which is very nice for me that has wanted those significantly.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it's just a simultaneous tile drafting game.
You've heard us talk good about it.
Yes,
We like it. You haven't played it, right?
I have still not ever played it.
it's simple.
It's fun.
Some would call it boring. Mike Jones.
He left, so now we can talk shit about him.
Yeah. I haven't talked shit about anyone in a while. But yeah, Planet Unknown, Supermoon. It's cool. It's a cool thing.
Yep.
It's on Tabletop Simulator if you want to give it a shot.
There you go. Whole bunch of stuff in that Kickstarter.
Yeah, and it's basically you can get the fancy deluxe edition that people want with the Lazy Susan and all the rest of the game.
Cool.
They do specify on this Kickstarter that they have made the glue on the score pads significantly better.
It's actually on GameFound. We both said Kickstarter twice in a row.
GameFound, yes. I said GameFound at the beginning.
Yes.
It was originally a Kickstarter, so they're bringing all the Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah. And you guys said Kickstarter for the Gloomhaven 1 and 2, which is on the backer kit.
Oh, yes,
kit, so-
backer kit.
Yeah, we were going to have one of each, and then we dropped the Kickstarter game we were going to talk
Yes.
about. So we have a pre-order, we have a backer kit, and we have a game found. It's great.
Yep.
Name one other backer kit pledge.
I've definitely backed something else. I don't know if there's anything else actively going right now.
I don't think there's much.
No.
Oh, what was it going to be this Daybreak game?
I think so, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. No.
There's no way
Anyway.
to know.
No way to know.
No way to know. But yeah, that's it for news and Kickstarters, which I think means that's basically it for this episode.
Yes, it is.
I looked and didn't see any listener feedback yesterday. I don't think anybody sent us anything in the last several hours. So if they did, it gets to wait for 3 weeks.
Yep.
I was watching Jeff write.
You're watching me write end.
You seemed very forceful about it.
Well, I was going to write feedback, and we didn't have feedback, so I turned that F into an E, and then to an N, and then a D.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah, no listener feedback. So that's just going to be the end of the episode. You can check out your show notes to find the Discord channel, which is the main and best way to get a hold of us, especially as Twitter continues to crash and burn.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we don't use BGG really anymore either. So
But episodes are posted on there, right?
Not unless it automatically does it.
I think it may automatically do it.
I don't know.
It used to, but it also used to do it on Facebook for a little while. We started before and lasted past Facebook implementing podcasts.
That's true.
So that's something to hang
We've
around
outlasted a lot of people.
True, but more new people keep starting, then we are outlasting.
I mean, that's a hook of the.
Yeah.
I don't know how to look to where our podcasts are.
Well, we can figure it out later.
Yeah. So, yeah, show notes, Discord. That's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's everything. Thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm rootin' tootin' highfalutin' Jeff.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.